Hello, this is your weekly horoscope for the week starting Monday the 13th of June and going through until Sunday the 19th of June. It's really nice to be with you. Thank you for joining me. And as always, this is an astrological weather report, so to speak, where I look at what's going on in the heavens and I look at how that's going to impact us as humanity living here on planet Earth. Okay, so the first thing that's significant in this week is that the moon is waxing, it's becoming bigger, and it's moving its way up to the full moon, which happens on the 20th of June, which is also the summer solstice. Okay, so there may be a sense of anticipation and growth in the air. What also happens on Monday the 13th is that the moon goes into Libra at 34 minutes past midnight. And remember, these reports are based on Greenwich Mean Time. So if you're 10 hours ahead or 10 hours behind that, please take that into account. So Mercury also changes sign on this day. Mercury is the planet of communication. It goes into Gemini and the two connect via a trine. So the moon and Mercury, they both form this relationship and both change into signs that are much more conducive to communication and relationships and interaction with other people. So on Monday, you'll notice that it feels good to talk, it feels comforting, it feels fun, it feels positive to talk, and there's a lot of kind of understanding between people, and it's a really good day to be around people and to just enjoy yourself. On Tuesday, the 14th, you may feel like outside forces are now encroaching on your fun a little bit because the big boys seem to kind of be putting pressure on. This applies especially in your working life where there may seem to be some competition now. And in terms of the astrology, the moon begins to oppose Uranus, which is in Aries, and it starts to form a square relationship with Pluto in Capricorn, okay? So the inner sense of feeling comfortable and at ease around people really gets put under pressure by these big heavy influences now, which are kind of overwhelming that and overpowering it. So the way that looks in your life is that it may feel a little bit more labored to keep the same kind of positivity going, whereas on Monday it was just easy and light and it just came naturally. So don't pretend, don't try and do anything or recapture a certain feeling. Just do your best, go with how things feel, and just try and stay positive on that day. Now, on Wednesday, the moon goes into Scorpio at 19 minutes past 1, and that's in the daytime. And again, the moon then starts to form relationships with these big outer planets. It semi-squares Jupiter in Virgo and the North Node in Virgo, and it also semi-squares Saturn in Sagittarius. What also happens is it moves nearer to the black moon Lilith, which is in Scorpio, and this is an interesting day, okay? What you'll notice is that you come up with some sort of brilliant idea, and that comes from the re-emergence of some sort of painful memory or painful experience. This energy reminded me very much of the moon card in the tarot, and that's a card where there's a path and there are two coyotes on either side of the path, and there's this big scary lobster coming out of the depths, okay? So it may feel like something that has happened to you that felt uncomfortable is raising its head again, but the truth is here that you overcame that situation, you mastered it, you got through it. So really, don't be afraid of facing uncomfortable feelings on this day, or if something comes up that you haven't thought about in a while, don't try and push it down or get rid of it. Look at it, because there's actually a treasure within that painful memory, and it's your instruction manual of how to deal with a situation on Wednesday the 15th of June. Okay, so it may be along the lines of, hey, I've already dealt with this, I know how to do it again, or this is how I dealt with a situation with other people at work 2 months ago and it didn't go so well, I'm going to try doing it this way. So that's where the idea comes from your past experience and knowing how to get through it in the best way possible. Now, Thursday, the 16th of June, the theme kind of shifts again. The moon is still in Scorpio, but it starts to sesqui square Chiron in Pisces, and it also does the same thing. We've got that duality going. It does the same thing with Venus in Gemini. So an old love could reappear in your life, and it's the past kind of catching up a little bit. But on this day, you're going to have to make a choice about that old love and what role it's going to play in your future. So it could be a call from an old boyfriend and some decision that comes up as a result of that, or it may be the rediscovery of an activity that you really enjoyed and that you love doing. And you have to make a choice. Am I going to pick this up again, or am I going to leave it in the past? Only you can decide that, but you have an opportunity to kind of choose again on Thursday the 16th here. Now, Friday is what I wrote down here on my notes is that you're going to feel a bit like a lion wanting to bust out of your cage, okay? So the last 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, have been challenging. The emotions have played up. You've had to manage them and you've had to deal with them in the best way you can. But now on this day, the moon in Scorpio, it shuffles up to Mars, which is in retrograde, so it seems to be going backwards. Mars is in Scorpio as well, and both of them quincux Uranus and Aries. So Mars in retrograde in Scorpio, as far as I see it, is very uncomfortable and frustrated. The moon shuffling up means that that really floods your internal system. You do feel that sense of discomfort. And then that Uranus and Aries is like lighting the fuse. And it may feel like, oh my God, I don't want to deal with all these feelings anymore. I just want to bust free. I just want to escape. I just want to do something fun. I want to do something that feels good and positive for me. Okay, so this is a great day to explore, to go do something new, not to go sit in therapy and to, delve into every difficult feeling that you've ever had. Sometimes that's good and necessary and positive, but on this day you won't have the patience for it, okay? You'll go roaring around the place and saying, I don't want to do this. Saturday is an extension of this, Saturday the 8th of June. The moon goes into Sagittarius at 1:35 a.m. So what that is about now, Scorpio is inward looking, it's very introverted. Sagittarius, its neighbor, is the opposite, it's extroverted. It's galloping away into the uncharted territories, into the unexplored realms of life. And the moon then opposes Mercury in Gemini. Mercury in Gemini is very communicative. So there's lots of flighty, quick energy floating around. You're going to have the desire to go on an adventure, to have fun, to explore new things that haven't been featured in your life, to discover new things. And also on this day, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, moves into the very emotional, watery sign of Cancer. So yes, you do want to do fun things, you do want to explore and go on new adventures, but at the same time your heart really softens and you also focus on nurturing and being there for other people. So as you can see, since Wednesday really, now through until Saturday, there are certain conflicts. Sometimes it's frustrated feelings, then sometimes it's just wanting to escape and not focus on feelings at all. And then it comes back now on Saturday with having a genuine desire to be there and to nurture other people. Keep a lid or try and manage the emotions a little bit and just go into this week knowing that emotions are going to be abundant, your cup is going to be running over with emotions, and that you don't always have to get them perfectly right. That sometimes it's okay to feel a little bit conflicted and just give yourself a break and just mentally prepare yourself that sometimes it may feel a little bit confusing this week. There's nothing wrong with that. Sunday the 19th, the moon is still in Sagittarius. It starts to conjunct Saturn in Sagittarius, and it forms a T-square with Jupiter and Jupiter in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so the moon is playing with the big boys again. The moon moves so quickly, it just zips around the chart, and these outer planets, these are, the big, heavy thing. They don't move. So it's like David and Goliath meeting a little bit. And really, for Sunday, I get the sense that you will really have the desire to make a dream a reality, to go traveling, and to capture and take one of your fantasies and to make it a real thing in the real world. Okay, it's a very kind of dreamlike day where you think anything is possible. I can do it, and I'm going to go and do it. So this is the culmination of a very emotional week of keeping a lid on feelings that just want to be let loose. So really this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, I think is a good time to go traveling, and even Friday if you have the luxury of choosing, to go and do something, to explore different things, and just to align yourself with movement and new discoveries and all of that fun stuff, rather than sitting at home and kind of ruminating on ideas and feelings. Now, I'm going to be with you next week for the weekly horoscope, and I'm really excited because I'm going to talk about the summer solstice, which happens on Monday the 20th. So tune in for that. If you would like a private astrology reading with me to look at how these energies impact you specifically, or if you have specific questions that you want answered, like what's happening with your love life, what's happening with your work, what is your life purpose when it comes to work, what's your soul purpose, what is it that you really want to achieve. If you have any of those questions, then please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and book a reading with me there. I'm going away from the 17th of June until the 25th of June. So I'm going to be in Austria for a week. So please get your appointments booked in before that so the wait isn't too long. I try and keep the wait down, but if I do take a week like this, obviously it adds on. So get your appointments booked as soon as possible. Please like the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/GregoryScott444. I do live readings on there. I pull tarot cards if you have certain questions. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'd be ever so grateful if you subscribed. And I will be with you for the daily tarot readings, for these weekly horoscopes, and for your monthly astrology forecast for your sign of the zodiac. So Virgo, Gemini, Aries, and so on. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you soon.